I'm getting eyelid surgery, I think. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Yes, I'm getting eyelid surgery, I think. I'm going to need your help. I'm still processing all of this. First, I want to welcome all of you. I really appreciate you being here. Welcome to my new subscribers and my faithful, loyal ones that are here time after time. I so appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell for all future notifications, give me a like if you like it, and leave me a comment. Okay, let's get into this discussion. I had an appointment yesterday, which would have been the 29th of September, with a ophthalmic, plastic, and reconstructive surgeon. Oh, that's a mouthful. And the reason I did was for my eyelids, my hooded eyelids. I've talked about these eyelids in a lot of videos, and they're really becoming a problem for me, especially in this last year. Oh, what a difference a year can make. You know, hooded eyes, there's varying degrees of hooded eyes. I know very young people that have them. But of course, as we age, you know, our eyelids get more hooded. It's because the skin gets more lax, it gets loose, it's stretched, the muscle isn't tight like it used to be. It's just part of the aging process. And that's all livable. You may not like it, but we can deal with it. But when it starts to affect your vision, then that can be a problem. So I went to see a doctor yesterday who's an ophthalmologist, but in addition to that, he had 2 more years of training and schooling in reconstruction of the eye, the orbital area. They're called an oculoplasty surgeon. And that's the best kind to go to. Now, a plastic surgeon can do these type of procedures, but they're going to do just one thing, and that's a blepharoplasty. They treat all different concerns of the eye the same. They don't have the knowledge and the training in the actual eye and eye diseases, and they didn't specialize in that. So that's why I would always choose an oculoplastic surgeon as opposed to just a plastic surgeon. Because with him being an ophthalmologist first, then he takes into consideration everything about the eye, not just removing excess skin. Now, there's 3 reasons why you go and get something done. It could be just sagging skin, which is what I have. I'll try to do a close-up in a little bit. And that would require a blepharoplasty. You could have ptosis of the eye. And from what I understand, that's droopy eyelids. It's not necessarily sagging skin, but it's droopy eyelids due to the levator muscle. I think that's correct. And so that muscle needs to be tightened. So that's a different type of surgery. Then you could also have droopy brows, where your eyebrows actually drop, and then it gives you a closed-in appearance. So they would treat whatever your condition is, you would have a surgery for that condition. You wouldn't just get a blepharoplasty like a plastic surgeon would do. In my case, I don't have the droopy eyebrow. I don't have ptosis at all, but I do need a blepharoplasty because of the excess heavy skin. Now, a blepharoplasty only corrects vision loss due to excess skin. It will let more light in for better vision. Now let me see if you can, I'm going to relax my eyes like this and then just look straight at the camera and see if you can see what I'm talking about. That these eyelids, they hang on my eyelashes. Can you see that? And he had me do like this and, you know, make a few faces, but this is relaxed. Okay, so what he will do, let me see if I can show you the difference. All this skin right here that's hanging on these eyelashes. See, can you see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyhow, watch when I put this here and I kind of pull up a little and push it into where my crease should be. There. So this excess skin that's hanging over, I'll pinch that. Can you see that at all? Well, I can pull it out pretty darn far. See how far I can pull that out? And it, oh my, now look what I did. See, I have to push it all back into place. But, and then here, it's heavy here. And that's what affects your peripheral vision. All this hanging right there. Now, some people get these fat pads on the inside as opposed to out here. That, I don't feel like I have. Maybe a little bit, but not too bad. So that's what he will remove to lift all this, to let more light in. Oh, that sounds scary to me. Now, when I went in, they had to do quite a few tests on me. I was there for 2 hours. Oh my gosh, that's a long time. But I have Medicare because I'm 69 plus years old. And you can't just get a BLEPHAROPLASTY and expect Medicare to pay for it. Because many people get those surgeries for cosmetic reasons. And no insurance is going to pay for cosmetic surgery. So you have to prove to Medicare that it is medically necessary. It has to meet the medical necessity guidelines that are required by Medicare. So what they do, when I first went in, they put me in this little room with the tech, and she closed the door. It was very dark, and there was this big machine. I don't know what the machine's called, but I think it does your field of vision. But anyhow, they put a patch over one eye. I leaned my chin on that little shelf, and you look into the screen. And right in the middle of that was a dot, a little dot of light. She told me to continue to stare at that dot of light with this eye, because this one was patched. And then she gave me a handheld device with a button on it. And every time I saw like a little flash of light anywhere around that dot of light, I wasn't supposed to look at the flash, just keep staring at the dot. But if I noticed a flash of light like over here, up or down, then I clicked the button. So that took probably 12 minutes. And we did that. Then she patched this eye, and I had to do the exact same thing on the right eye. So there was another about 12 minutes. Finally, that was done, and I was ready to get out of that room because I'm very claustrophobic. The room was small, it was dark, there's no window, and my face is shoved up against this machine, you know, looking in there. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have a panic attack. And then she said, okay, now we repeat that again on each eye. I was like, what? Again? And the reason why is, she said, this time I'm going to tape your eyelids open. So she took my eyelids, you know, pulled them way up, well, here, you know, took all the skin, pulled it up, put a pretty thick piece of tape, felt like duct tape, I don't know what it was, to tape the eye open. Then she would patch this eye. I repeated the same thing. When that was over, she taped this eyelid up, and patched this one, and I repeated all that again. And those little lights would go around and you click each time. And the point of that is, I believe, is for your field of vision. Like how much can you see in your peripheral vision? You know, up, down, left, right, because of the excess skin. So that's why they take the eyelids up, to see if there's a difference, a small difference, a big difference. When that excess skin is up, do you have better vision? Well, of course I did, according to what they told me, because of when you do those clicks. Then we went into the exam room. She looked at my eyes with a flashlight. I followed her finger. I read an eye chart. Then she used, I believe it was called a slit lamp. And they, look real close at your eye. And then she told me she was going to numb my eye. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are you numbing my eye? And she said, because the doctor will not perform any surgery, even though it's on the outside, on the eyelid, unless the health of your eye, your actual eyeball, and your cornea is very good, very healthy tissue. See, that's where the ophthalmology part comes in, where a plastic surgeon, wouldn't be interested in eye disease and things like that. And that kind of freaked me out. I didn't want my eye numbed, and I knew that machine, it comes real close, and I think it actually touches your eyeball. Ugh. So anyhow, she dilated my eyes, she did numb them, and I said, okay, you can look, but don't let that machine touch my eyeball. And she said, well, I won't. We'll just take it real slow. Well, she actually did do it. I didn't even realize it. So I did get through that. I have very healthy eyes. Yay! Poor vision because of age, but very healthy eyes. And my cornea is very healthy, very moist, good tissue, things like that. So then she asked me a list of questions, medical history. It's a lengthy process. Then the doctor came in. He was very personable, and that meant a lot to me because that's what I go by. If you don't have a personality, I don't care if you're considered the best surgeon in town or best doctor of any kind, I'm not going to you. Well, he had a really, really nice personality. I liked him very much. So we discussed everything, and so he explained to me about the excess skin and how that's affecting my vision, and he took some pictures. I definitely met the medical necessity protocol. He doesn't have to send it to Medicare. He's got everything on record. It's not questionable. He has all my testing. An oculoplasty surgeon is also a board-certified ophthalmologist. They know about these different eye problems, eye diseases, things that can happen if you don't take every precaution and know everything about the eye. So that gives me great comfort. So they take these measurements and then they decide how much they can safely take off. And then you go into this outpatient surgery center. They do it under local anesthesia. So you just basically get a block. They do injections around the eye, and that numbs you, and that's it. Each eye takes about 20 to 25 minutes from start to finish. So he said you're in and out within the hour. Once they cut along your main crease, and then they go above that for how much excess skin they're going to take, then they close those two with sutures in the crease so that the scar doesn't show. It's in your natural crease. And that's it. They suture you up and you go home. So that's the story on this. And then he said, all right, we can schedule this since you 100% meet the medical necessity requirements for Medicare. We can go ahead and proceed. I have an opening on October 13th. Well, this was September 29th, and I was like freaking out, thinking, oh my gosh, it's only 2 weeks. I really want to think about this. I mean, I know I need it. I know it. But still, I haven't had surgeries, even just regular surgeries. Well, I had a tubal ligation after my third baby, and that was I was in my mid-20s. So, and I had a cyst removed. I talked about that once before. But again, I was awake, he numbed it, took the cyst out. And that's it. So I'm not a doctor person. I'm not, I'm just not into any of that. But what's going to happen is my vision is going to continue to decrease, my peripheral vision. And as I age, just say, well, in 5.5 years, I'll be 75 in 5.5 years. I mean, my eyelids will be droopier, but then I'll be older. So then to go through a surgical procedure at 75, not that you can't. So it's better for me to do it now rather than wait another 3, 4, 5 years. It's just I have to wrap my brain around it. So anyhow, the reason I said about having eyelid surgery, I think, is because I'm still weighing everything out. I have to continue to think about it for a few days. I have to pray about it some more. I have to do more research. This doctor does have 5-star rating in several, on Google, on medical grades, on, all the sites that you're supposed to check. So he's very well known, very highly trained and qualified. I'm very confident in that. So they have scheduled it for October the 20th. So I've got to take a few more days to really think about this. So I could really use any advice, opinion. If you know of anybody that's gone through this, please let me know. It's a big decision for me, and I would really appreciate your help. Anything that you know that could help me, please, I'll take it. Well, that's all I'm going to talk about for today. I'll talk further about it as I make up my mind and, I see what comes next and things like that. So I'll just leave it there for now, and I'll go ahead and give you my inside beauty tip. Well, what could be a more appropriate inside beauty tip than the serenity prayer? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to have the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I need that, very much so, because this is going to be a big decision for me. And like I said, I don't have to do this. I'm not going to go blind without it. My vision will continue to get worse and worse and be more closed off. But I have to make the decision whether to do it now, when I'm 69 plus, or put it off and do it when I'm older, which is more of a risk. So this is something that I can change. I can improve my life by doing this. I can have better vision, better peripheral vision, let more light in. And I think that's important. It's something that I can change. So I just have to come to a place of peace with it and acceptance and find that serenity to make the wise choice and not let fear get in the way. I am fearful of it because I've never been cut on I did for this cyst. But other than that, I've never been cut on. And to think of being cut on your eyelids, they're so thin, that's so close to your eyeball, that's really kind of scary. So that brings me to another verse that I'm going to have to repeat to myself every hour on the hour so that I can make a wise decision. And that is in Isaiah 41:10. And let me read that word for word. Let me see here. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Oh, I need God's strength. I need His wisdom. And I need Him to calm my fears. I need to trust God so that I can fear not. Therefore, I'll be able to make the right decision for me. I would appreciate any prayers that you have, any advice, anything you can tell me, and I will update you and let you know what I decide. And like I said, this will be happening October 20th, should I go through with it. I want to thank you all so much for being here today and for listening to me. I really do appreciate it. You don't know how much your support, encouragement, advice, wisdom means to me. It means a great deal, and I respect each and every one of you and your opinions. So thank you so much. Well, until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya!